fallen opponent?
I don't know. I think the fact that he knows he's behind on points, he's going back to some kind of street mentality.
Do you think he's trying to maybe deliberately get himself disqualified?
No, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe
here's
that.
the sad thing about this. There's no sportsmanship in that. And then number two, it's just not good for the sport to see things like this.
Okay. Remy is in the corner in front of our commentary position with the ringside physicians. Badr is standing in the opposite corner. Now, Badr is actually smack-talking.
Yeah, he's saying stop being a sissy and get up.
Badr's going over to Remy, and Kakura's having to restrain him here. I have never seen something like that happen. At this level in the K1 Grand Prix final.
Especially not in the final.
I mean, Badr is a bad boy, but I never expected that from Badr.
Well,
no,
you know what,
neither.
Sportsmanship aside, I have to go with Ray. I don't think Remy is as hurt as he's pretending to be.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have done that.
No, I totally agree. You know, it doesn't excuse what Badr did. You know what I mean? But we've seen Remy, milk something before. And again, I can't, say 100% that he's milking it now. Nevertheless, Badr shouldn't have done what he did.
Of course. I mean, he took him down like Randy Couture style, with a leg pull. And
well, I mean, I think for a second there, I thought he thought it was MMA.
Maybe he thought he fought MMA. I mean,
maybe.
It isn't dynamite yet.
Maybe he wants to start a new career.
I'm wondering if it's the Kimbo Slice.
The Kimbo effect.
You know what I mean? Him being in prison.
Well, Badr is ready to go here.
Maybe Badr.
Now, I've just been informed, guys, that Remy will get a 5-minute interval if he needs it to recover. Let's have a look again. Ernesto, you take us through what you see here.
I think Badr is full of it now, and I really don't know what he's doing now. Why?
The foot stomp astounds me.
Oh, the foot stomp
astounds me.
Honestly, there's nothing there, though.
No, there's nothing there, but still, he shouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
I mean, that is very disrespectful.
No, absolutely. No, I totally agree.
Completely unprofessional, uncalled for. But Remy's milking it.
Oh, Remy is milking it for sure.
Come on, he barely pushed him. Doesn't mean he has to do it. He got a yellow card. It's 10% off his fight purse.
I thought Al Pacino was a great actor. But, I mean,
Remy is good.
Here's the saddest thing about this, is that if it finishes here, we don't have the excitement of what the Grand Prix final is all about.
That was
Okay, now Ivan Hippolyte is getting in Badr. Badr is getting in Ivan Hippolyte's face there. Ivan Hippolyte is the Dutch Muay Thai pioneer and legend who was the trainer of Remy Banjaski. So it's all getting very ugly here.
To cool this whole situation down, I think the judges need to go, okay, enough is enough. Badr is actually walking over to this corner, and I think they need to disqualify him.
At this point, yeah.
At this point. Because before it gets out of hand.
Kakura has moved across and is speaking to ringside officials. We'll try and get word of what he is saying here. One of the ringside physicians has left the ring. The other two are remaining in there with Remy. Doesn't seem to be blinking as heavily on that right eye now is Remy Banjaski. The FEG CEO, Mr. Tanagawa, is also hovering around Remy's neutral corner here. I'll get a translation.
倒れたレミー選手に攻撃を加える。なおかつレフェリーが間に入ってストップをかけたにもかかわらず
Badr attacked his opponent while on the ground. Even though the referee tried to stop, he still continued to try and attack Remy while Remy was down. And Remy is currently seeing double as a result.
K1 のスポーツマンシップにのっとってバダーリ選手の取った行動は許されるものではありません。
Badr has gone against everything that K1 sportsmanship stands for and has been disqualified. Remy Banjaski is the K1 Grand Prix champion for the 3rd time. Badr wanted to prove a point on this night. He started out aggressively, and Remy did, as Remy always does, went turtle shell, covered up.
Banjaski was just outsmarted him. He really did. He fought a very smart fight, played a peekaboo kind of style of fighting.
And this started to take its toll on Badr. It frustrated him because Badr likes a guy who throws down with him. He likes a guy who comes forward on him. He doesn't like a guy who goes turtle shell.
Out of nowhere, Banjaski scores a knockdown. And then he becomes very elusive after that. And Badr Hari's chasing him around. And Badr Hari knows with that knockdown, he's going to lose.
When Remy went to canvas, and it wasn't a knockdown, suddenly the most extraordinary sequence of events ever in K1. The mind still boggles looking back at it occurred.
It becomes an MMA match. Out of nowhere, it's a throwdown, it's a hit, it's a stomp, it's all this other stuff.
Badr Hari lost the plot. He went psycho. He attacked Remy Benjaski while he was on the ground. First he tried to punch Remy while he was down. Referee Kakura is trying to restrain Badr Hari. Then Badr Hari does the unbelievable, the unthinkable. He foot stomps Remy Benjaski to the eye.
You could tell that Benjaski wasn't as hurt. I mean, I was disappointed in him as an athlete because you knew he wasn't hurt. You knew it. And you knew that he just stayed down because he knew he was fouled and he knew he was going to win that way.
Remy was given time to recover, a full 5 minutes to recover, but he said his vision was impaired. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ring in the neutral corner, Badr Hari is launching a verbal tirade.
He lost composure and he lost his mind and really acted up. So he really gave it away.
It was just, I've never seen anything like it. I've commentated 6 K1 Grand Prix. I've been doing this gig for the last 8 years. I've never, ever seen someone flaunt and push and just flagrantly break the rules like Badr Hari did on that night. When the dust settled, it settled badly for Badr, who was stripped as the K1 heavyweight champion. The belt was gone, and I know that he coveted that belt. I mean, he probably slept with that thing. Not only that, but his purse was gone. They deducted his purse. They took his whole purse, and that's how you hit a fighter the hardest these days, especially in these troubled economic times. You hit the hip pocket, and Badr's whole purse was deducted. I mean, he was just sent into absolute turmoil. And you've got to put it into perspective as well, because 3 weeks later, Badr Hari fronts up again at the Dynamite show New Year's Eve against Alistair Overeem. Here's Badr Hari, who hasn't trained for 3 weeks, who's been going through these tumultuous times with K1, who have just taken his title, taken his money from him. He's still trying to get his brain together. He's still trying to process everything that's happened, and he's thrown in against this behemoth. Sure, it was under Badr Hari's rules, K1, but let's not forget Alistair Overeem, former Muay Thai fighter. Alistair Overeem has fought under K1 rules. Alistair Overeem is freaking huge. He's a monster. And on New Year's Eve, Badr Hari ran into a steamroller and just got mowed down. The way I see it, Badr Hari has all the ability in the world to be one of K1's greats.
I'm a fan of his. I understand emotion. I understand those kinds of things. When I was a younger athlete myself, I fought a lot on emotion. You know, I never got crazy and broke the rules or anything, but I can appreciate where he's coming from.
The guy has all the talent in the world. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got the technique. He could rule K1 for a long, long time to go. He's just got to get it all together. I
would really hope that Badr Hari gets, you know, a coach that can lasso him in and get him to be a thinking man, because he has all the skills it takes to be champion.
Badr Hari can do things that we as fans can only dream of. He can perform them in center ring. If this guy can put it all together, if he can keep his head in check, if he can keep his jawline protected, if he can use his powers, if he can summon the force, so to say, Badr Hari could be the most emphatic K1 champion of all time.
Although he was once again unable to capture the K1 Grand Prix crown, the future for Badr Hari is still very bright. That's going to wrap up our presentation of In This Corner, featuring K1's bad boy, Badr Hari. For the entire crew, I'm Ron Kruk. We'll see you next time in the cage.
You've been watching an exclusive high-definition presentation of